So we'll move to the next speaker, that is Dr. Saravanan Selvaraj. The topic of the talk is FEM analysis for optimization and quality enhancement. So a bit about him. Dr. Selvaraj is the manager in engineering analysis department at CG Global R&D Center. He received his BE degree in electrical engineering from Madras University in 2002, post-graduation in high voltage engineering from CEG Anna University in 2005. He joined Global R&D Center, Crompton Greaves Limited, India in 2005 as a management trainee. During his career in Crompton Greaves, he has worked in electrical insulation design, electromagnetic analysis, and coupled field analysis of transformers and switch gear products. He has contributed significantly to the development of many transformers ranging from distribution transformer to ultra-high voltage transformer and switchgear products ranging from vacuum interrupter to EHV SF6 circuit breakers. He has presented 14 technical papers in various international conferences and is a reviewer for IEEE ESPR journals. He has 6 patents. He also holds an executive MBA from Global Next University in Malaysia. Currently, he is working on development of cost efficient, low loss and low noise transformers. So, give it over to Dr. Selvaraj.
Notes also coming, so easy to read. Basically, I am high voltage engineer. So morning we may heard about lecture from Dr. Usha. So in that time, they were given little importance to the electromagnetic computer. So we are taught mainly about the dielectrics, electric field commutation, electromagnetics, and all. Now, in college days, at least in the UG times, most of the time we neglect the electromagnetics because of the mathematics involved. So my personal experience is I learned most of the computations after joining the industry. So in 2005 I joined as a management trainee with little knowledge about the electromagnetics and much of interest. So in this talk I will discuss about my experience in the application of the FEM analysis for the optimization and quality enhancement of the products ranging from generation, transmission and utilization of the electric power. So this is the overview of my presentation. Initially I start with the brief about my company, then I will directly jump to the actual subject. About my company, CG is a Avanta Group company. It's an Indian multinational company having global presence. Its operations are categorized into 4: power, industrial system, automation and consumers. This is the complete range of product portfolio of the CG. We are having the products in the power, industrial, consumers. I can say 99% of the products are used in FEA in this design stage. This is the product development process. So any product development process starts with the design. There are 2 categories. The first one is the pre-FEA period. In the pre-FEA period, most of the time goes in the validation. So where after freezing the design, the prototypes are made for every design possibilities. The prototypes are checked for different test conditions. Then pilot production is made. Then it tests for the actual site condition. Then only it is commercialized. Coming to the post-FEA period, here the most of the time goes in design space, where the variable designs are made, all the designs are tested virtually, then fewer prototypes are validated, then it goes for the commercialization. So there is a drastic reduction of the time as well as the cost savings. Our approach. So while preparing the presentation, I found a quote, which is found relevant to the workshop. So it says that it doesn't matter how beautiful your theory is, how beautiful your formulations are there. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If it does not agree with the experiment, it is wrong. So you may be developing so many formulations, so many theories and all. If it's not benefiting to the industry, it is wrong, it is waste. So our approach is, whatever designs you make, you validate that first with the experiments, then you go for the simulations, then finalize the design. So it starts with the developing the FEA methodology. FEA methodology means what are the parts we have to consider, what are the boundary conditions, how to analyze, what are the source conditions, everything. So then validate the methodology either with the experimental models. In case of new product development, you won't be having any reference product. So you have to make the reduced or scaled down model, then check the concept and validate the methodology. In case of existing products, we'll be using FEA for the enhancement for 11 kV to 12 kV, like that. You have to enhance it. In that case, we will validate the methodology with the existing things. Then fine tune the methodology. After fine tuning, you have to check the sensitivity of the FEA parameters on the output. Then the methodology is documented and it is used for the further products. Coming to the optimization. In the new products, initially the initial design is validated in the finite element analysis, then it goes for the optimization, then finalize the design. So in this talk, I will cover role of FEA in 3 phases. One is the design phase, optimization phase, then troubleshooting. So in all the 3 phases, I will cover with the case studies. In FEA in the design, we use for 3 applications. One is for fine tuning the lumped parameter based programs. Another one is the FEA as an integral part of the design program. Third one is for virtual testing. So why you need a lumped parameter based program? Because it's mainly used in the motors. For predicting the performance parameters of the motors, we need a 2D transient motion nonlinear analysis, which used to take 3 to 4 hours, or even it used to take more than 6 hours. So designers cannot run such kind of simulation for every design alternatives. So you need a simple program which will predict the performance. He is least worried about the accuracy at that level. So they need a lumped parameter circuit or lumped parameter based program. Majorly it is Excel based, Excel or MATLAB based. So that program has to be developed and it will be used. For developing that program, so initial circuit is made and the performance prediction is done using that program. Then it is fine tuned using the FEA. After fine tuning, the program is released for the regular users. Here we get the deviation of 8 to 10%. So this is one case study. We have done many programs for the motors. One of the case study is PM BLDC motors. Here the input look like this. So this is Excel sheet. So it predicts the output will be like this. So user may not be knowing what is running behind that. So the circuit is made, then the circuit is validated with the FEA product, FEA things, then the output is given in the sheet. So everything is done in the back end. So designers need not to worry about the process. So he will get the output. But for getting the output, the simulation has to be fine tuned. So it is through the FEA. The next is that FEA based design program. Here the FEA is used for the performance prediction. Again, we are using this kind of programs mainly for the transformers. Coming to here for transformers, we need only a static, linear, 2D calculations. But it has to be simple as well as it has to be accurate. So the model is verified with a lot of 3D calculations and experiments. The simplified model is used for the performance prediction. So the simplified model gives the results within 2 minutes. So it can become an integral part of the design program. This is one example of the performance prediction of the transformers. It's a design program which gives the input to the FEA program, which is again a in-house developed FEA program, which gives the output in the terms of losses, forces, everything. So also it gives the indication of the safety limits. So user within 3 minutes he can get all the performance parameters. So you can play with the designs. Next is the FEA based virtual design. So virtual testing, whatever design you are making, so it has to pass the various testers, not the physical testers, it has to clear the virtual testers. So for conducting the virtual test, mainly we are using the FEA for the electrical and structural part. For thermal we are using the CFD. So this is the list showing the various virtual testers for the various products for the various domain: magnetics, dielectric, structural. For each product, these are the set of the virtual testers. So before launching a product or before finalizing the design, it has to go through all the testers virtually. This is one case study, the transformer. So integral part of the transformer is the insulation level. It is like a breadline of the transformer. So integrity or reliability of the transformer decides the life of the transformer. So that insulation reliability has to be verified. For that, transformer is checked for the over voltage conditions, but we cannot test every designs for the over voltage conditions because the cost of the transformers, it goes in crores. We cannot build so many prototypes, so it goes for the virtual testing. So in virtual testing, the equivalent circuit of the transformer is made, which consists of the RLC parameters, where the RLC parameters are derived from the FEM. Then in the impulse program, the impulse waveform is given to the equivalent circuit. Then it predicts the voltage distribution in the windings, which is fed to the FEM and which predicts whether this insulation is okay or not. So it gives the safety limits. Then coming to the optimization. Once the design phase is over, then it goes for the optimization. Optimization, mainly we are using 3 approaches. One is the parameterization, another is the automatic optimization. Parameterization is the simple approach because it can give the result within a few minutes. Here, one parameter is varied at a time. So you will get the output for a particular variation of the input. So similarly we will get the different outputs or n number of outputs for the n number of variations. Here the problem is you will get so many outputs, it is difficult to select the optimal point from the output. Normally it is done by the humans, so there is a chances of error. But we are using that for few cases. Coming again to the transformers, this figure shows the insulation arrangement of the transformer, and the next figure shows the cross section of the transformer winding insulation, where the objective function is to minimize the insulation thickness with safe stress. So then it goes for the optimization. So it is like first we make the parametric model and change the variables and get the stresses. So it is again a trial and error method, and finally the optimized model is checked in the 3D calculations. So once it is verified, it is tested in the actual case. So like that we have tested so many transformers, and this figure shows one of the highest voltage transformer manufactured in India, that is 1200 kV transformer. That is one of the CG is one of the manufacturer made that transformer. It is tested and it installed in the test station. Next is the automatic optimization design. Here the optimization part is done by a third party software. There is an optimizer. Optimizer work along with the FEA program and gives the optimal design. Here it gives the global minimum design, so there is chance of error or less, but it takes time. So one of the application we used is the grading ring optimization of the UHV lightning arrestor. So in lightning arrestor, main function is to protect the power system network from the lightning. So for protecting, this shows the voltage distribution of the lightning arrestor. It is used. The point is connected to the line, and the bottom point is at ground. Because of the stray capacitances, there is a non-uniform voltage distribution along the height. So because of that, the chances of failure are more. So the need is we have to equalize the voltage distribution along the height of the lightning arrestor. For that, grading rings are used. The ring shown in the top, grading rings are used. Objective function is we have to arrive at the minimum size of grading ring and position of the grading ring. So we used the optimizer with the given state variables and constraint and design variables, which run the optimization procedure and throws out the design, very different designs. It gives the number of designs, and from that the optimum or feasible design is selected based on the manufacturing feasibility studies. So the similarly grading ring is designed for a UHV lightning arrestor. You can see the near uniform voltage distribution is achieved, and the same thing is tested actually. This is another geometry optimization of the transformer tank. The tank is used to protect the windings and insulation from the atmosphere in the transformer. And also it is the weight of the transformer tank is a major part of the total weight. So objective is to minimize the tank weight by keeping the mechanically stable. We cannot reduce the thickness drastically. So it goes for the optimization procedure where the thickness and the design is varied, and in each cases the stresses and deformation in the tank is checked, and it shows that the top figure shows the existing design and the down one shows the optimizing design. We are able to achieve the same stress and same deformation with the 20% reduction in the weight. Coming to the troubleshooting. So when the product goes from the factory and fails at the site, sometimes it fails at the factory itself. So we have to investigate why cause of the failure. Apart from that, we have to give the solution also. So there the FEA plays important role. This is the process flow of the troubleshooting analysis. For understanding the cause of failure, the analyst has to go to the site and understand the site condition. He has to model the detail. He has to consider every part of the model. Because he may not be knowing the causes of failure also. So he has to understand the product, site condition, and make the detailed FEA model and test for the various worst conditions virtually. Once the FEA model is closer to the reality model, then it is used for the design modification. This is the one case study where this is the transformer, multi-utility transformer. Actually, this transformer is connected to the different utilities operating at different voltage levels. So it is having a lot of copper bus bars which generate the eddy currents, and it is causes the losses in the magnetic structure surrounding the bus bars. So what they have found very high hotspots high temperature in the magnetic structures. Because of that, the transformer is not cleared the test and it is not moving out of the factory. So the problem comes to analysis. So first thing is we have to model or we have to simulate the existing condition. First, my FEA model has to match the existing condition. Then only I can use it for the further modification. So we have done the detailed modeling of the transformer. We got the loss distribution and it is coupled with the thermal. We got the temperature distribution. Once the temperature is matched with the measured one, then it goes for the design analysis, where the various design alternatives are analyzed. Finally we got the temperature distribution within the allowable limits. So finally it is dispatched. Similarly, we have done many things. For So final note, coming to the conclusion, FEA is getting bigger role in product development, reliability enhancement, cost and weight reduction, and failure analysis. So number of sophisticated FEA softwares are increasing. Now, lot of softwares are there and sophisticated. Because sophisticated in the sense, the user has to feed only the input and get the output. He may not be knowing what is going inside. So as a result, we get lot of FEA operators. We have lot of FEA operators and very less FEA analyst. So a good analyst needs to understand the basics of electromagnetics and the basics of FEM. So there the role of universities are coming. Thank you for your attention.
Dr. Selvaraj for his talk. So we will be continuing on to the next session, which is a plenary session, which will, and over to Dr. Kulkarni for that.